Yeah, because that's just what was going on. That was just going on.
Yep, for
But
sure.
no, I need to hear. So, what's your take? Last episode, spoiler alert. If you have not seen the episode, you need to watch the episode. Um, what's your take on the ending? Go.
I'm gonna let Yak go first.
Uh, uh, it was different, man. Like, it showed you that greed and money take over your goddamn life. Um, it shows that because Franklin just got overwhelmed with money and the power of it all. But he also was getting stabbed in the back on certain shit too. So it kind of showed, like, to me, it showed watch what you do for motherfuckers at one point, one side of it, because you can set people up and then they turn their back on you and then your ass out. But then it also shows me you can't be greedy as hell because people will stop fucking with you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because Franklin started getting real disrespectful. Like, man, he was getting real disrespectful to everybody.
Oh
And
yeah, everybody.
everybody started to see what type of monster the money was making him. And he didn't even see how much the money was making him a monster himself. You know what I'm saying? Until it was way too late. You know what I'm saying? And, um, I gotta say, shout out to Sissy, his mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real bold move, bro. Like she seen the end coming for him, so she's pretty much accelerated that for his ass. Like, you know what? Okay, you just live life without me, us not talking no more ever. Oh, okay, I got something for your ass. Boom, and shut the whole plan down for his
Yeah.
ass. Like, oh, baby.
Yeah.
So let me add to what you're saying, Yak. First off, them actors played they ass off on that last.
Man, that was some of the best TV I ain't seen in a long time, man. It was some good TV, bro. Like
This season, I mean, every season was wonderful, but this season, especially that last episode, let me tell you, I'm gonna get into my favorite moments later, but let me say this. All this shit wouldn't have happened had the auntie, yeah, I'm pissed, had the auntie at least given Franklin a couple mil out of the millions she acquired after going behind his back to get with Teddy. Like, all you had to do was help my dude. He just wanted to get out the game. He just wanted to be in real estate. If you had helped him so that he could solidify that, he didn't want to go back. He just asked her for some help. She said, nah, I ain't gonna give you nothing. I ain't gonna help you with nothing. He wasn't asking to kill Teddy at that time. He wasn't asking to get that money exactly at that time, from what I remember from the episode. He did ask her for some help financially because of what Teddy did by stealing his $72 million. So I can understand your being pissed when you were trying to be legit and you didn't want. It's just like on The Godfather. What did he say, Michael Corleone? Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Like, he was trying.
I don't think he was trying to get. I don't know. I don't think he was trying to go legit.
Because remember, he that's why Teddy took it, because he says I'm out. He didn't want no parts of it. And Teddy took the money. Then he went to the aunt. He was like, I need some money. Because remember, his property, he was trying to close that big property downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, sorry, I can't help you. You went behind my back, stole my supplier, which gave him fuel to do that to me. And that's the only reason he did it. Because had she not went in bed with him, I really highly doubt, although Teddy felt, and we heard his real feelings, although Teddy felt, which, by the way, remember when he was being noosed?
Yeah.
The second to the last episode, they kind of, was it the same for y'all, or was it just my television? There was something that was being said that kind of like the sound wasn't right when he was saying, I'm sorry for doing, and it kind of like the sound wasn't right. It was almost like they edited it properly to be politically correct and to make sure that they cater to the hypersensitive on the subject that a white man was hanging a black man.
Oh, I don't know. That's a deep dive. I'm gonna have to go back and check
that
that out. That's a deep dive.
I
watched it 3 times and it almost sounded like he said something to the effect of, I know based on history, this is not the way you want to go out. Basically,
maybe. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did. I wouldn't be surprised because I just
Yeah.
we started CJ and I started over again, and there's a lot of like callbacks to the first and second episode. There's a lot of like really good detail in this show. I just thought it was good TV. Like, you know what I mean? I just thought it was good TV because people are talking about it. That means it was good TV. You know what I'm saying? My thought is, I thought not a lot of people were disappointed in the ending. I wasn't disappointed in the ending because, huh?
It was realistic.
It was a
Yep.
realistic ending. You know what I'm saying? I think that people were disappointed because that's not what they wanted for Franklin, and so but listen to this. I feel like if Franklin would have got his $73 million or half of it and rolled off into the sunset, I think that would have been kind of corny. Like I don't know that would have been a good
Wasn't
way to
going to
end the
walk
series.
away. That's why Sissy did that.
No,
He
listen to me. I understand what you're saying to me. I'm saying if the writers decided to have him have this money and
yeah.
he rides off into the sunset with his pregnant wife and then they live off into some country, I would have thought that would have been corny. I think that if they would have killed him, that would have been expected. So the way they ended it, I thought was absolutely perfect. And like you said, it was a realistic ending.
Can we touch on the irony of how the one man, his father, who he despised because of becoming an alcoholic, he then became that paranoid neighborhood alcoholic, the same way his
Mm-hmm.
father was known to be in the neighborhood?
Definitely.
That irony, man, I'm just telling you, like they did John Singleton right with
Yeah.
how they finished this series. They did him right. And I'm very proud of them for how they
Definitely.
finished it.
Shout out to the Boys in the Hood plug on the last episode too. That was solid. I like that. Shout out to having them walk to the same store that Franklin was working at at the beginning of the series, bro. Just a lot of just good writing. My favorite
Yeah.
part, it's just great TV, man. Like the tension throughout the entire episode when he was in Peach's house. Oh,
Right.
check this out. I got one more thing for you. I'm gonna let y'all go. One more thing for you. So when they opened that safe, right? It was like what $12,000.
Yeah.
In that left of that $5 million that Peaches stole from him. That's the same amount of money Franklin paid for his first brick.
Oh,
Oh wow, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Great. It was great writing. Great writing.
oh, they just did it so right. Let me tell you, okay, let's get into our favorite parts now that we didn't touched on, this.
Okay.
My favorite part, I got to do two, I'm sorry. The first one was when Jerome smacked the shit out of Franklin.
That wasn't in the last episode though.
That wasn't, but that was leading up to it. It's still when he tasted out his mouth, he was like, nigga, if you, and he did it again, man, I had to rewind.
They did.
Racking up. But for the last episode, Sissy, that part right there, when she was talking to Franklin about the consequences he's about to face if he don't listen to her, and then the girlfriend tried to talk, she was like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, she definitely set her straight real quick.
Like another one. I was screaming, laughing.
Mm-hmm.
That's mama right there, and she shut up too because you could see Sissy was not playing no more. She was
no. Well, let's see. My favorite part of the last episode was the very, very ending. That exchange between Leon and Franklin right outside the house. They were going inside the house and they were looking at each other. He says, "I'm proud of you." And then he says, "I'm finally free." And then he walks away. And then they cue that Kendrick Lamar track. I was like, that was just a great scene of TV, man. Like, that's a great scene of
That's
TV.
when he lost everything. Like, God damn, it was all the way over for him at that point.
It was
like,
through,
God
man.
Damn.
It was through.
I'm just, fuck it. Let me get $10 from you, bro. Let me get that $10 from you, dog.
Yeah, man. So that was good.
Damn,
what about you, Greg? What's your favorite part? Yak.
My favorite part of the last episode, I think it was I would have to say when Leon turned his back, like, man, I can't even do it. I can't even
when he was in his house.
Yeah, man, I can't do it. Now that goes to show you what type of friend you really got right there. Like, man, like when he see you already about to just throw your shit away, and you ain't want to come back to do this shit in the first place, and you like, man, you all the way on your knuckles. You really got a problem, like, cause you were the most complete person that I've known in my whole life. You came back just so fucked up. Like, it's the reason why you're so fucked up. So I can't even give you nothing to even fuck you up even worse. So and that was a real powerful move by Leon right there, because he saw the downfall of him, man. And, he had to be his man at that particular time. Like, man, I can't even do it. But
Yeah,
it was also cool that they still was cool after that. Like, he still came over, opened the door for him and everything. Like, what up, Lee? What's
yeah,
happening?
yeah.
Like, they always gonna be friends, but sometimes you got to make hard decisions for your friends. Like, man, I can't, nah, bro.
Mm.
That was kind of deep to me, man.
Wait,
That shit was
hold
fire.
on, real quick. That was
That shit was fire, man.
he said sometimes you gotta make hard decisions for your friends. I like that. I
For
like
sure,
that.
man. You got
Cause,
to, like,
Cause he was spinning, like he was spiraling
yeah,
out of control, man. That whole episode, that whole
yeah,
season, he
man,
was spiraling, bro.
yeah. Like, man, like I say, I have my boy Courtney, man. Rest in peace. I saw him spiraling out of control, but I had to make my own choices. Like, man, you can go down this road with the nigga, or you can make your own decisions. Like, and you have to go make your own decision, man. And unfortunately, he didn't come out the way he's supposed to. But shit happens. You had to make your own decisions on certain shit. Like, bro, okay, I tried to help as much as possible. Like, bro, you shouldn't be doing this or hang with these motherfuckers, this, that, and the third. But if a motherfucker don't listen, something happens.
Yeah,
I understand it completely. It definitely took toll watching that episode, man. Like, damn.
yeah,
You can see the
uh,
good part of people and then the bad part, like, damn. That
yeah, yeah.
shit sucks, man. That shit sucks. But that definitely gets an A+ in my book, man, for sure. The whole series.
All right,
A
so
plus,
the
A plus,
review,
baby.
so we we use numbers. We use numbers. So scale of 10, what you give it? You say A+, so I'm assuming 10. You give it a 10 out of 10.
Hot 10, hot 10.
Okay. Miss Keita,
Oh,
1 to 10. What do you give it?
10.
10. Okay.
Mm. You?
And listen, I think I'd have to give it I'd have to give it a 10 as well. I'd have to give it a 10 as well, man. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just good TV. Great story, great characters. The acting was impeccable. Soundtrack, music, story, like it just hit on all cylinders, man.
Okay, got a question now.
Yeah.
To ruffle some feathers. Okay. Better series.
Oh Lord.
Better.
Snowfall or The Wire?
Well, I'm gonna go with The Wire. I'm gonna start off with The Wire. Um, because like right now, Snowfall is just fresh on my mind, right? Like, so I don't want to answer that question. Well, yeah, I don't want to say Snowfall because it's just fresh on my mind. I got to go back and watch Snowfall again. I watched The Wire maybe like 4 or 5 times, like
Yeah,
all the
for
way,
sure.
like straight through,
All
man.
the way
And it
through.
was
Yep.
such good TV, man. It was so good, the whole thing. Snowfall the same, right? But there are some things about Snowfall that I missed a little bit, like Teddy's story. There were some things about like Teddy's story that I kind of missed. So I got to go back and rewatch it. So ask me in a couple months, and I can give you a better answer. But right now, I'm gonna still say The Wire. Like I can still put on The Wire right now and watch that joint all the way through.
All the way through. I'm with you 100% there. I agree.
What about you, kid? Have you seen The Wire?
Okay, so I
No.
saw the last two seasons of The Wire, and I think the first season of The Wire, because it was 5 seasons, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I think I missed 2 and 3, season 2 and 3.
Oh, no, I think season 2 is the shiznit.
So
You
here's
can't miss
A lot of people don't like
that.
season 2. A lot of people hated season 2. I like season 2.
so let me say this, because they do focus on the same premise. However, there was more intricate story detail that could be given to the audience because it was on HBO. So a lot more transparency and realness could be shown and talked about on a series like The Wire, whereas Snowfall had to kind of like tone it down somewhat because of how it was shown.
Mm.
And it didn't have as long a show time per episode like The Wire got. It only had, because of commercials in between, really it was probably like 35, 40, 45 minutes worth of content that we got to see, which means it can, a lot more can be told within 20 minutes if you are given that time. So I think for me, I liked Snowfall more, but I also understand that I probably am not the best person to ask because I didn't watch the other 2 seasons that I should to bring everything together for The Wire. But I like Snowfall, period, because to me, I'm the type person, I do like in-depth storytelling. However, I feel like certain things that were told on The Wire didn't need to be shown or told. It was
Like what?
Right.
Wait a minute.
Are you talking blasphemy right now?
Wait, I'm just curious to hear. Let me slow down. Let me get my capture my energy.
like
What for example? Tell us.
some of the sexual relationships didn't matter. It was just fillers to me. I mean, yeah, did some of the relationships with people connect to some of the actions that they had? Yeah. I'm a conservative type person, to where I feel like certain things don't need to be seen. Like if a love scene's happening, I pretty much know if you and I fall in a bed together while kissing and then the scene goes to dark, that person probably is sleeping with that person. I don't need to actually see the.
Oh, you hated Game of Thrones, huh? Because
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones, they was getting busy. They were getting busy,
I didn't
busy.
watch
I
Game of
liked
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I loved Game of Thrones. I just, again, didn't feel like, but it was HBO, and that's what HBO does. It has a lot of sexual scenes with a lot of its stories or series. But I get it. Again,
I
Wire
could,
more detailed, but Snowfall, I don't know. I felt more connected to these characters than the characters that were in The Wire. I saw the downfall of a struggling mother and a child who wanted to do better for his mother in a way that I could connect to. That in The Wire, I couldn't connect to a lot of those characters in that way.
So shout out to Sissy, the character that plays Sissy, because the character that plays Sissy also played Avon Barksdale's sister in The
Yep.
Wire. But to the same degree, I felt the same way about like Wire characters, right? Like you saw the development, you saw the decline of different characters. It's just, and I would just say, if you listeners, if you've not seen The Wire, please go back and watch The Wire. But I can understand what you're saying. Like, I think there could be like some excess of sex scenes. That happened in Power. Like, if you watch Power,
Yeah.
there was a lot of sex scenes. I'm like, all right, man, come on, again, James and Angie. Like, we gotta sit through this. We gotta sit through this again. Like, come on, man, get to it, bro.
Yeah. But
But
no, it's just I connected more to the story of the characters that are in Snowfall than I could to the characters that were um in The Wire. So that's where my lack of having to watch the other 2 seasons, the middle seasons, that's why I say what I say. So, that's just
one,
me. Me.
one more thing about The Wire. I think The
Good.
Wire did a good job at looking at different elements of the drug game. They were in the schools, they were in politics, they were in the unions, all that stuff. So that's our review. So 10, 10, 10. If you've seen the episode, comment below your rating for the last episode of Snowfall. What do you think? All right. Any last word?
Any quality content outside of that you want to add? Anybody?
Uh, subscribe, share, subscribe. That John. You know what I'm talking about?
LiveQualityMinutes.com.
Say
Hell yeah.
Junkie. J is for Junkie is a documentary, and that's that's what Leon's girlfriend. I wish I could remember her name. Leon's girlfriend
On the show
or
or
his
or
wife.
in real life?
No, on the show.
Oh, Gail Bean is the actor.
Gail, who did she play?
Gail Bean?
Yeah.
Oh, Wanda.
Wanda. Gail Bean's character Wanda. To prepare for that, she watched certain documentaries, and the one that sticks out in my head that she said was the best out of all the ones that she watched to prepare for that role was J is for Junkie, and I believe that's on YouTube. And it shows you the decline of how crack really does realistically, not in a series, but like in reality, how it declines an individual. So it's a very interesting documentary that she said prepared her because she wasn't supposed to be a crackhead originally. She
Crack
got
is whack.
Crack is
later.
definitely whack. Rest in peace, Whitney Houston Brown.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
All right,
indeed.
man. Like I said, comment below. What's your rating? Last episode of Snowfall, 1 through 10. We got straight 10s across the board here. So y'all have a great one on purpose, and we out. All right.